Coming up on Falcon Fever, the men's basketball team faced two top teams in the Peach Belt since we last met. See how they did.
And see if the women are able to make a comeback at home against two conference rivals. You know what time it is.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Falcon Fever. Glad to have you with us. I'm RJ Severtsgaard.
And I'm Kasey Beasley. If you're looking for Montevallo highlights, then you've come to the right place.
That's right. Well, after reaching the national rank as high as number 20 2 weeks ago, the men's basketball team has since slipped out and are trying to hold on to the PBC Western Division lead.
And as they laced up against the top two teams in the Peach Belt Conference, they faced a great opportunity to make their case. On the 27th, the Falcons faced off against conference rival USC Aiken in Bank Trust Arena. To the sack we go. Here, DJ Rivera takes a shot to put the Falcons up 6-2 early. He would go on to lead the Falcons with 19 points. With the Falcons down late in the second, Marvin Fitzgerald, who had 11 points, sets the pick to Jonas Brown. This would be the beginning of an 8-point rally for the Falcons that would send them to overtime. But the men couldn't hold on. As 8 of USC Aiken's 10 points in OT came from the free throw line, the Falcons lost 71-65.
On the 28th, the guys then took on the 12-8 Jaguars of Augusta State. Right from the tip, Augusta State was on fire, taking a 15-2 lead off this Ty Beal jumper. Augusta State led by as much as 16, but then Travis DeShazer would cut it to 13 off this tip for the layup going into the half. DeShazer had 6 points on the day. At the 10-minute mark of the second half, with the Falcons down 5, Antoine Davis with some serious irk and jerk, whoop, whoop, and he gets the bucket, cuts it to 3. Davis would then come up with a big defensive play, and he gets rewarded by freshman Ryan May, gets the layup, and gives UM the first lead of the day. 5 minutes later, Ryan May puts a dagger in Augusta State with a deep 3. Boom! UM scored 44 points off the bench in the 74-66 surge past Augusta State. Freshman Ryan May led the Falcons with 18 and was followed behind by senior Antoine Davis, who had 15, and Drico Hightower with 12. Now a look at the men's Peach Belt Conference standings as we move into February. These are only the top 3 placers in each division. UM just finished matches against the East top 2, USC Aiken and Augusta State. UNC Pembroke rounds up the top 3 in the East. And our very own Montevallo Falcons sit atop the Western Division. The guys are 15-5 overall with a 6-3 record in the conference. But they got to keep on winning because Columbus State is right on their heels, just a half game behind UM for the top spot. Clayton State is 3rd in the West. And much like the guys, the women's basketball team was added as well against the 15th ranked USC Aiken. Siobhan Seymour with this nasty up and under past the defender to put an end to an early USC Aiken run. Then later in the first half, Tiana Boxley comes down and nails a deep 3 to put UM within 6. The Pacers had a 31-23 lead at the break. In the 12-minute mark of the second half, and UM down 9, Seymour puts one in off the glass over 3 defenders to make it 38-31. 6.5 to go, Trina Moore-Smith nails a clutch jumper, gets fouled, ties the game, but USC Aiken was too tough, defeating the Falcons in the end 52-47. Tiana Boxley had 13 points and Siobhan Seymour followed close behind with 11 in the loss.
The women hope to change things against Augusta State after coming off of that disappointing loss. Early in the first half, the ladies kept it close. Here's Trina Moore-Smith with the 3 to tie the game at 10. This was a hard-fought game for the women as they went in the locker room at the half, down by 10. Tiana Boxley, seen here, was your second leading scorer for the Falcons with 14 points. UM's leading scorer was Taylor Beverly, dropping 16. The women had a last-minute run at the end to tighten the score, but weren't able to finish it off, ending with a final of 64-59. This moves them to a 7-11 record and puts them at 2-7 in the Peach Belt Conference.
Well, as we move into February, the University of Montevallo Athletics and Falcon Fever starts to crank it up as most of the spring sports get underway.
And that also means men's and women's basketball are getting near to the final stretch as we inch closer to March Madness. A trio of doubleheaders are ahead for the basketball teams this next week. Montevallo travels to Georgia College February 1st to take on the Bobcats. The women tip off at 4:30 and the guys go tentatively after that at 6:30. The UM heads home to welcome Clayton State Lakers to Bank Trust Arena. The ladies tip at 1:30 and the guys follow at 3:30. Of course, if you can't make it to the game, you can watch live at ustream.com. After the weekend, it's back on the road for the Falcons as they travel to North Georgia to take on the Saints. Tip for the women is at 4:30, while the men go at 6:30.
Spring is in the air, and with that means more sports. A few UM teams get their start this week. The baseball team was supposed to open up February 3rd and 4th, hosting a 3-game series versus the University of Alabama Huntsville, but because of inclement weather, the university has moved those games up one day, playing February 2nd and the doubleheader on the 3rd. In men's golf, UM takes part in the intercollegiate tournament hosted by Hombre Golf Club of Panama City Beach, Florida on February 7th. And Stillman College welcomes UM on February 4th for the start of women's tennis in 2012.
Lots going on here. If you need more Falcon Fever, you can find our past episodes and interviews online.
Absolutely. You can just log on to our YouTube channel to watch everything we have done previously by simply searching Montevallo for you. And don't forget, if you're a Facebooker or a tweeter, you can follow us at Falcon Fever.
If you do tweet or leave a comment, we'll feature your name on our next show. And for extended coverage of all spring sports here at Montevallo, go to montevallofalcons.com. There you can find full stats, rosters, and other news.
Well, Kasey, that's another episode in the books.
Yep, we're moving into the semester now, which means we're getting closer to March Madness.
Kasey, I didn't even know you were a basketball fan.
RJ, just because I don't go whoop during my highlights doesn't mean I don't like basketball. That's all the time we have for today, though. For RJ Severtsgaard, I'm Kasey Beasley. We're out of here.